Hi, everyone. I've been thinking about you for the last week since we found out that we are not able to come back to school for this school year when the governor let us know. And so I wanted to do a recording about the idea of things being in our control or out of our control. So I've got my friend Sally here who's going to help us out. So let me get started with an example. All right. So Sally, here's the first one. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. I have to go to school at home. So the question is that in our control or out of our control? All right. And so Sally, I'm going to answer this one for all of us. Is this one is out of our control. So I'm going to put it outside the circle. And so why might it be important to sometimes think about things, well, do I have control over this or not? So we know that we don't have control, that we can't go back to school in our school building this year. Okay, we know that. So, and even if, which is okay, we may feel very sad, we may miss our teachers, we may miss our friends. There are some frustrations with online learning, okay? Sometimes it's hard to be in front of a screen, even though we know all that and we have these feelings. If we keep focusing on things that we don't have any control over, sometimes that makes us feel, I think, not happy, maybe even not powerful. But when we start to think about things that we do have control over and things that we can do, right, then sometimes that helps us to get through a situation that maybe is a tough one. So, Sally, do you think that you would want to do the next one? Okay, so here's the next one. It is, I was unkind to my sibling and lost screen time. All right, so Sally, would you say that that is something that would be considered in your control or out of your control? You were unkind to your sibling and the consequence from your parents was that you lost screen time. I agree with you. Now, you might not have had control over what your sibling said to you, but you certainly had control over what you did to your sibling. So that is in your control. Okay, very good. Okay, so you get the idea. All right, let's see what the next one says. This one is, what other people do or say. So Sally, what do you think about that one? Is that one in your control or is that one out of your control? Very good. You got this. I think you're really getting this, Sally. That is not in our control. We can't control what other people do and say, but we can control how we respond to what they do or say or not respond. Okay? All right. Here's the next one. My family member is sick. So, what do you think about this one? My family member is sick. Okay. So Sally brought up a good point. First, Sally says that's really not in her control, but she said that when her mom was sick, she said that she made sure to bring tea up to her room. That was in her control. And she said that she asked her dad for more help with her schoolwork than her mom so she could rest. So that was in her control. All right, that was very nice, but it's out of her control that her mom did get sick. All right, good. All right, I've got a few of these. Are you okay to keep going? Okay. Thank you. All right. Ooh, getting my schoolwork done. All right. So what do you say to this one, Sally? Okay. All right. Okay. Very good point. All right. This one is kind of on the edge. For the most part, it does fall into in my control, but every once in a while, there are situations that might make it so that it is outside of our control. Like Sally had brought up that one time, literally, her dog did eat her homework and she wasn't able to get it done. So in that one, you know, maybe she could have controlled whether it fell on the floor or not, you know, but she definitely couldn't do anything once her dog already ate the homework. But for the most part, getting our schoolwork done, that's something that is in our control. All right, let's see what this one is. My parent can't do their job from home. Okay, so Sally, is that anything that you're experiencing? Okay, all right. So Sally says that her mom is an essential worker. So she's not at home with her right now because she has to go to her work. So Sally, is that something that you can control? No. All right. So that's outside. Okay. Let's see here. What about this one? Oh, my parent is at home but can't always help me with my schoolwork. All right. So let's think about this one. Your parent is at home and they want to help you, but sometimes they have meetings. Is that what you mean? Okay. Um, so on this one, what do you think? All right. So, okay, Sally just brought up something that I thought was really helpful is she says this is outside of her control. Yes, but one of the things she does is when she needs help is she makes a list of the questions that she has so that when her mom or dad is able to help her, they can go through things together. So what's in her control is keeping the list of questions and keeping up with her schoolwork, but what is outside of her control is that sometimes her dad has conference calls and meetings at home and he can't be interrupted. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Sally, here's this next one. I'm going to hold it up. Is letting my teacher know if I don't understand. So is that something that's in your control or outside of your control? Yeah, good. That is in your control. That's right. And you know what, guys, that's a great skill to have is if you don't understand something, ask for help and get things figured out. All right. Okay. Looks like we've got four more, Sally. You got room for four more? Okay. Ooh, expressing my feelings. Is that something that is in your control or is that something that's outside of your control? Okay, all right. Okay, so Sally brought up a good one. She said in, but what she said is that she thinks that it is in her control how she expresses her feelings because, like, sometimes she's really excited, but she has to stay calm and quiet because of where she's at the time. Sometimes she's angry and she feels like she wants to yell, but she stops and she takes a breath. So she said that she thinks that expressing your feelings, how you express them, is in your control. And I agree with you. All right. All right. We've got three more. So this one is feeling my feelings. So Sally, what do you think on this one? Oh, you guys, I think we've got a dog joining us. All right. So what do you think about this one? Okay. You guys, Sally said she really doesn't know. And so, Sally, do you mind if I share what I think about this one? I would say that feeling my feelings is outside of your control. I think that we feel what we feel, and we don't necessarily have control over that. But what we do have control over is how we express our feelings. All right, good. All right, so let me close the door really fast, and we've got two left. All right, so here's the second to last one. Oops. things that already happened, is that in your control or is that outside of your control? Okay. So we can't control something that already happened, but now sometimes when we do reflect about things, that does help us learn, helps us think about how we might want to do something differently or better in the future. So that's good. But sometimes it's helpful to remind us that we really can't time travel and go in the past and change something. Okay? All right. And here's our last one. Are you ready, Sally? This one is how hard I try on my schoolwork all the way up until the end of the year. So I'm going to hold this here. All right. And so do you think that's in your control or outside of your control? All right. That is in your control. So everyone, what I'm hoping is that you guys keep that in mind, that no matter how hard this has been, that no matter how much you miss your teachers and your friends, no matter how many ups and downs there is with figuring out online learning, I hope that you guys feel how good it feels to know that you are going to try hard and put in the effort on your schoolwork all the way to the end of the year. Because that's the stuff that you do have control over. And that's the stuff that I think helps you make this time better if you are having a tough time. Okay? So, in your control and outside of your control, sometimes it's good to find something that you can control and make better for you, to make something that is outside of your control that's not so much fun just a little bit better. Okay? All right. Thank you, Sally. All right. Bye, everyone.